Hey everyone, welcome back to Sawyer Studios. And I thought that I would take some time to make this video because, let's be honest, it's been a while since I've made a video. In fact, the total number of videos I've made this summer is a lot lower than honestly I had expected to make. I am literally so far behind, I still haven't built this yet. Like, I literally sat down maybe like 2 weeks ago to build it, and then I never did because I got tired and went to sleep. So if that says anything, there's that. A Barradur sitting over there. I mean, I even recorded myself going to the Lego store and buying it, and even got this, like this ticket right here. But it just hasn't happened.
There she is.
You might be asking yourself, Nathan, when are you gonna post the next video? What's been going on? Haven't there been a lot of content? Felt like I owed this video to you guys to talk about some stuff. So I'm gonna try to make this quick. I mean, it probably won't be a quick video, honestly, but like I'm gonna try to be open with my life because it's not easy for me to necessarily open up about things that are happening that are like not something that are that I'm proud to share. But I think, at this point, you guys deserve an explanation of what's been going on, like what's happening. Because you're the subscribers. You probably see my dropship right here. My second most recent video that I posted instructions for my ATOT walker design. And I want to first say thank you all for the donations. I did get several super thanks, so I really want to say thank you for that. It meant a lot. So thank you so much. Which, by the way, you can go find these instructions on Rebrickable. There's a link in that video on my YouTube channel, and you should go try building this because I think it's a really nice build. And over here we have the dropship, which you might be wondering, like, why is it taking so long for you to get that instructions out? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The main one really is that I had to kind of rebuild it. There's been, I guess, a misconception out there on my channel that I copied this build, or it's Brickless's design or something like that. If it looks like Brickless's, I'm gonna be honest, like 100% honest, I've never seen Brickless's design. I'm sure it's great. Like, I'm sure it's phenomenal. That's not why I haven't seen it. I'm just saying, I literally, like, I made this with help from, like the original Lego instruction booklets, and that's it. Like, literally, that's it. And the rest of it I had to figure out. The version 1 that I made in the video, that is currently my best video on the channel. I think it's over 80,000 views, so once again, thank you for that. Still some things I didn't like about it, like some structural things I was like, this isn't like perfect. I wanted to try and like remedy that. This is the newer design that I believe is a better design and a more long withstanding design, and so that took a while to do, and I'm still plugging it into the Studio Bricklink app, or software on my computer to make those instructions. I'm almost done, but it's taken a long time because I had to kind of rework some of this and rebuild it. But that's not the real reason why there's been a lack of content. And this is where I'm going to start opening up about more personal stuff. Before I do that, I just want to reiterate, I am going to make a video and instructions for the dropship, so stay tuned for that, please. That should be out, I want to say, in 2 weeks. So that's what I want to say. So let me just, I guess, talk through what's been happening. First off, it's the summer. For those of you who don't know, I go to school in New Jersey. I used to go to school in Illinois. I went there for 3 years, and then I graduated, got my master's, I started my doctorate there, went there for a year, didn't like the teacher. We'll get more into that later. Transferred out of my doctoral program into a program in New Jersey, Rutgers University. And then so I spent my school year, I've spent my school years in Illinois for 3 years, and now I had spent it last, in New Jersey for 1 year. Summers are hard because I come home and I want to, because it's a time where I get to spend time with my parents, and my parents are a little bit older than a lot of kids, I call myself kids, a lot of people my age. In my head, I'm still a kid. I don't know if any of you know this, weird tangent. I feel like in my mind, I'm just like a constant 22 years old. Like, I'm 26, but like I just feel like in my head, I'm just like, oh yeah, like Nathan's always 22. I'm 26 years old. It's just weird. Anyway, so my parents, I get to see them. They're a little bit older than most 26-year-old parents are. So, I kind of want to spend time with them as much as I can. They're both retired. They're getting to that age. I only have one grandparent left out of four. I want to start making that, a priority. So that's why I've been coming home every summer to be with them. And so when I come home, I also want to see friends. Well, I have my sister, of course, but I also want to see friends because I have friends from my undergrad, which I went to school in New York, and a lot of them have stayed in the area. Then I want to spend time, visiting friends in Illinois. So I took a week trip to Illinois at the end of the semester when that was over, and that was really fun. That was a great time. Had a great, I think I caught up with, like, I I'm doing the math right now. I caught up with probably more than 30 people when I was in Illinois. Like it was a really great trip of seeing a lot of old faces and connecting with a lot of people. And yeah, without a doubt, I at least connected with 30 old friends, colleagues, teachers, mentors, etc. So that, that's always a priority. I come back here, I want to spend time, with my friends here in New York. I want to spend, and some of them live farther away, so I have to make like weekend. I have to try to plan weekend or weekday trips out at the time in my free time. Try to set up whether it's like Discord game nights or board game nights or playing poker or going to a cigar lounge or like just having some nice bourbon whiskey outside by a campfire and just catching up or I don't know, just like really going to the mall or I don't know, going paddleboarding. Like there's so much stuff that I want to do when I'm home in the summer to catch up with the people that I care about and to really foster those relationships. And then I have my jobs, my summer jobs, because I'm not allowed to really work a lot during the school year. Doctoral study work is very demanding, and so, a lot of times I don't get the mental capacity to have a job or at least a job that pays a lot of money. So during the summers, I still have to pay rent from my apartment in New Jersey. So I have to cover that. And I'm trying to save up some money for the summer to help me out during the school year. And I have two jobs this summer. I'm still working at Nolan's Country Club doing catering. I've been doing that. This is my 8th year catering for them. I love it. I love my boss. I love the people I work with. I love the environment. It's super fun. For me, I get to also use that time to reconnect with people like colleagues that and new people come as well, so that's really cool to see. And so I'm excited, when I go back to Nolan's because I get paid really well. It's a job that I really enjoy because I get to be with people that I genuinely care about and love and have fun with. That's a really and I love the food industry. It's something that I've always been interested in. This summer I also started another job just to make some more money at the lake house on Canandaigua. It used to be called Inn on the Lake. It's like the nicest hotel in Canandaigua. And I do valet. I'm a bellman. I make really good tips. And they give me really good hours, and they're like 8-hour shifts because everyone who goes there is like rich. Tips are like amazing. I make so many good tips each day. So that's been great. And so I've been blessed by God with two amazing jobs that I have fun with, that I have met really great people at and have had great opportunities, like really thankful and grateful to God for that. With all that accumulating, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, like the past 2 weeks, I think I worked every single day essentially. Some days working double, like sometimes I'll have to schedule I work a shift at the lake house, and then when I'm done with that 8-hour shift, I'll like have an hour, and then I have to go to Nolan's and work a shift there, which is fine because once again, making money, can't complain about that. It is exhausting by the time I get home. Also, this summer I've been trying to really focus on some stuff that's been important to me that I feel like I've let go this past school year. One of which is exercising. I used to exercise a lot. I used to run a lot. I'm still pretty fit. However, I gained probably around 10 pounds this past year. Not very. I'm not proud about that at all. In fact, it's something that I want to lose those 10 pounds. And you're probably looking at me. You're like, Nathan, like you don't look like you need to lose those 10 pounds. It's like, okay, maybe not, but like I don't want to gain another 10 pounds next year, so I want to like obviously if I continue the path that I'm going, like if I continue whatever habits I did last year, I'm going to gain another 10 pounds, which I don't want to do. And I really do miss exercising. I want to make that a priority in time. So this summer I've been implementing, running a mile a day, going on long walks, doing like these cardio exercises, these fat burning exercises. And so I've been, working on that. The other thing that I've noticed that has fallen flat this past year is the fostering of my faith walk, with God. I realized that prayer, for example, had not been a huge priority this past year. There'd be some days where I just wouldn't pray. And so that's been something I've been trying to foster as well, to praying a rosary every day, or maybe going to daily mass, or maybe, the Divine Mercy Chaplet, or setting aside an hour for contemplative prayer or meditative prayer or something like that. So I've been trying to also make sure that my faith is strong. I also sold a lot of my Lego collection this summer because I felt like I was called to do that again. And honestly, it felt very freeing to do that. It felt like a good, healthy step forward to where I want to be spiritually. Honestly, I think if I hadn't been doing that this summer, I think I'd be like so burnt out. Like that praying every day, setting that time aside has really given me strength to get through all this work, to get through hanging out with friends. I say that as if it's like a bad thing. I'm an introvert. No matter really who I'm hanging out with, at a point, I'm gonna feel slightly drained, even if I love them to death. At some point, I'm gonna feel drained hanging out with people that I enjoy hanging out with because I just need my me time. And so to prioritize God also is helping me to prioritize time by myself, solo time. It also helps me start the day off well. So that's something that I've also been trying to accomplish and make a priority, a focus for the summer. Another thing that's been, kind of been shadowing over me the past 2 years, which, I probably haven't shared a lot about this on the channel. I made a post about it on my community page maybe like a couple months ago, and I've talked about it in passing. But in Illinois, I mean, when I said that I transferred out of Illinois, I mean, the reason why I transferred out is because my teacher, let's just say, she was treating me very unfairly, um, grading me unfairly. And you could say, okay, well, suck it up. Not every teacher's perfect. But she was very condescending, petty. It's hard to put into words, but the things that she said were extremely destructive. And I think it's fine if a teacher deconstructs a student, as long as they give them tools to construct the student, to have the student be able to construct themselves back up. Sometimes people come in with bad habits, I don't know, bad initiatives, bad principles, I don't know, fundamentals, foundations, and they have to be deconstructed. That's what a good teacher does to students who have bad habits. But then the teacher lovingly and shows their support that they want the student to succeed, and they give them the tools to build themselves up stronger and better than before to really reach their potential. And there was just really a lot of deconstruction, not a lot of instruction, very vague, and then she would like harbor, I guess, things that I'd been doing wrong for weeks but hadn't told me. And then like I would say something and then she'd like lash out and say like, well, you haven't been doing this for like weeks and blah blah blah. And like this is, and like that just shows that you're an awful student. And I'm like, I'm like baffled because I'm like, well, like you haven't told me. Like the past 5 lessons we've had, it's like you haven't given me that feedback. You haven't told me that's something I need to work on. 5 weeks later, you're now saying to me like I should have just known I needed to do this, but you never, let me know. So I couldn't work like that in that condition. It was just unhealthy. I wasn't learning anything, and I wanted to quit, honestly. And then I got some really good advice from a lot of friends, some good mentors, teachers of mine. They suggested to transfer, and I transferred out. Still, this past year, we've been fighting this teacher, this professor at Illinois, and we've made some headway, with that. We have gotten the student body together. We've written a formal petition, we've got the GEO, the union on it, and then we approached the dean, the director of the School of Music. I mean, it's still ongoing, just because the university system, the way it's designed, it's to protect the professors in a lot of sense rather than the students. And that could be that statement by itself can be misconstrued and it can be over exaggerated. I'm not saying that universities don't care about students. I'm not saying they don't protect them, and I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that there are certain things in place that do protect professors and, abusive professors. I would say abusive not in the physical sense, abusive in like the emotional, mental, and a lot of non-tangibles, intangible senses. There's a lot of positions to protect professors for that. It's that are hard to get past, especially tenured professors. So we've been constantly fighting that. I had to deal with that last year, and I've been fighting it this year. When I say I'm fighting it, I mean I'm not. The people who are actually really fighting it are the people present in Illinois, still at the university, my colleagues, my friends. Like they're really putting in the work. When I say that, I'm really like I'm helping when I can, where I can, in New Jersey. That is. So I'm in New Jersey. I'm at Rutgers University, and the first semester was fine. It was great. And there was some communication issues I had with my teacher, but I thought it was fine because I was learning how she taught and everything. I thought she was amazing. Then the second semester came, which is the most recent semester this past spring. She just started to exhibit similar behavior, I guess, like started insulting my credibility, who I am as a person, as a musician, would say things like, "Do not understand this because you're stupid or because you have an ego." It's just, I don't know I don't even know what to say, in response to that. I mean, that's not even the word. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into all of that. I mean, I wrote, so I guess to summarize, at the end of the semester, after dealing with that, um, and some physical contact, I guess we'll call it. Not Title IX or anything, but like, I guess, I don't know, some abrasive behavior. So I filed two complaints to the offices, the Office of Employment Equity, I believe it's called OEE, and then the University Ethical Committee, UEC, and they are doing their investigations against this professor. For a while, I think things are gonna pan out well. And I can't really share much on what I know about what my situation will be for the fall. But for a lot of the summer, I was under the assumption that I wasn't going to go back to school. I just wasn't going to finish my doctorate. I was just going to try to find a job. Um, and so, a lot of this summer, I've been sending out, many, many job applications. And those take time. If any of you have applied for a lot of jobs, they take time. Cover letters, resumes, curriculum vitae, the specific cover letters for each job that you have to write out and try to convince them that you really want that job and you've done your research into that company or that university or that position, and you can talk as if that you are honed in, that you are the best candidate for that position. You have the letters of recommendation that have to be curated for those specific job positions as well. Each resume is different, kind of a little bit, um, because that's to fit those, what they desire in their job search, in that advertisement, whatever you want to call it. You want to kind of use that same language. There's certain things you have to do to try to get the job. It just takes a lot of time to do each one, and then with conducting and everything, you have to make different videos with different type of requirements to each video, whether it's like rehearsals, concerts, different conducting, like perspectives, all that stuff. And then you have to edit, and then I have to edit those videos. That had took up a lot of the beginning of my summer, worrying about, trying to find a job, also doing these interviews and writing these formal complaints, which take a long time as well, with these offices at Rutgers University, having interviews with, people from the offices, talking with the head of the music department there and all that. That took a lot. And I don't think I realized how much that was draining on me, but it drained a lot. And it's been a really tiresome summer in a lot of ways. This past semester, I was in a relationship. I for the first time in like 3 years, I was dating someone, and she ended it in April. And then I instantly got roped into like the Illinois lawsuit again, with my teacher and all that stuff. And then I did my vacation in Illinois for the following week, and so like I really didn't have a lot of time to process it. So I tried to process a lot of that, where I was in May, which was harder than I expected. I guess maybe that's because I hadn't like dated someone in like 2.5 years, and it wasn't even long. I think we dated for like 6 weeks. It's been a lot, happening in life. And I sound like a Debbie Downer. Not everything's bad. There's a lot of amazing stuff. As I said, like I love both my jobs, even though they're very tiring sometimes. I love both of them. My friends, I love getting to see my friends every single summer. I would not trade that for the world. I've been able to do a lot of things with them this summer. Have been very relaxing and very fun, and things I need, but that takes up time, that takes up free time. So when it comes down to, well, when are you going to, put more effort into the YouTube channel, into making new content, into finishing these instructions? There are some days where I just come home and I just want to sleep, or I need to just take time to pray, um, or I just want to like, I just want to like call up a friend and just detox. And it's been a lot this past 2 years in regards to school, and in regards to, I guess, relationships, which is weird because, I mean, in the past 2 years, I've only had this one past 6 week relationship. But I mean, I'm 26 years old. Part of me, you know, when I was in high school, I thought I was gonna meet someone first year of college, date them for like 3 years, propose to them my fourth year of undergrad, and then we get married. Both like, I'd be an orchestra teacher, she'd be a choir teacher. We teach at the same high school, and then like we'd be that like teacher married couple that like all the kids love, and they're like, oh my gosh, like they're the best. Um, Obviously that's not true. That's not what happened. I got out of undergrad, went to do my master's, did that for 2 years, and I'm 2 years into my doctoral program. I don't have a job. I don't have a wife, and I'm 26 years old, and I'm thinking to myself, I, I, for most of my life, I thought I was gonna have kids at this point, and I've always wanted to be a father. I've always wanted to be a husband. I'm at this point where I feel like, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking, uh, I just feel like I would have been in a different place now, and there's been so much that's happened in the past 2 years that I feel like has slowed down where I could be, which I guess maybe in that it's frustrating. It's kind of weird. Like I'm more frustrated that I got, that I had to redo a year of my doctoral program than than the actual like abuse that I got from two professors, one at Illinois, one in New Jersey. So, go figure. I mean, think about it out loud, which I still have a lot more processing to do. It's been exhausting, some days this summer. This week I am going on vacation, going up to the Adirondacks to hang out with my very good friend, Mr. Simmons. Very excited to do that. But I guess all I'm asking, well, this video was about me just updating you all on where I've been. So that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing, and that's why there hasn't been as much content as I would like, I would hope to give to all of you. I guess I'm also at like I know I have a wide demographic of subscribers on this channel, but if you are Christian, I would like to ask for your prayers. Um, and I would really appreciate that. I'm going to try my best to get more content out, but my priorities, this summer is to make sure I'm doing well, try to rest for the following semester, and to try to be in a good financial place for next semester. and yeah, um that's what I've been focusing on. So Lego, hasn't been as much of a top priority, I will admit. But I'm trying. Uh, so thank you for being patient with me, and thank you for watching this longer video than I had anticipated. Um, yeah, so thanks. And yeah, um, I guess I'll see you in the next video. So that's the life update. That's what's been happening. Uh, and we're doing good each day and every day, getting better and better. So yeah, care about you all. Um, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.